I just want to apologize for how badly these are coming out. It was recorded the same day, just it was so late in the last video. Well, none of these do well. My channel's horrible. I should just stop uploading, but I'm not. Look at me here. It was made the same day, so I'll give myself that. But that's all I'm going to give myself. Superman Returns will be released later, the day that this premieres. But if you're watching it any day after, there's a Superman Returns video out. Because this is a daily series. There are only 2 days, but only 1 day left after this one. 2 days of today of me recording this. Superman 4. This is interesting, and this is going to be interesting for me to talk about. Because nobody likes this movie, and I do not know why. I watched this, and I just don't know why nobody likes it. I really don't understand. But I do have some complaints. I'll get into that later. So we're going to go back, not to do what I did in the last video, but what I did here, and talk about the positives first. First off, all the actors kill it again. But this time, something interesting happens. Let me zoom in on the poster for you. As you can see, there are a few interesting cast members here. Yep. The Daily Planet is actually important in this movie. They have a big role. Somebody buys them out. And you see Perry White genuinely have a character arc in this film. He buys the Daily Planet back. It's just really cool. I really like that. This is like the first one since Superman 3 did nothing with the planet. Superman 1, 2, the original version didn't do much. But Superman 1 had a lot of Daily Planet stuff in it, so it's cool to go back to that. And the GOAT, who wasn't in the last movie for some reason, is also back. Lex Luthor is back, and he has a nephew for some reason. The nephew's funny, that's about all I'm going to give him. But Superman 4 is also the most unique one out of the 4, because it has a unique title, The Quest for Peace. If you're going to have a Superman movie with a subtitle that isn't based off one of his nicknames, like the Man of Steel, or him literally returning, I think The Quest for Peace is a good one. But the film's story is really weird. If I had to guess, it was written during the Cuban Missile Crisis, because this film is very anti-nuclear weapon. Like, I'm sorry if I'm talking fast, but like, I'm sure these videos suck to watch, and I do deeply apologize for that. But yeah, I'm almost confident that this was written during the Cuban Missile Crisis because its story is really similar to the Cuban Missile Crisis. I don't know how to explain it, but it's about Superman stopping nuclear weapons, and it's unique, alright? It's something Superman would probably do. But he vows to the world that he's gonna get rid of nuclear weapons. You wanna know what he does? He collects a bunch of nuclear weapons and throws them into the sun. Nothing bad happens, he just throws them into the sun. And for some reason, Lex likes nuclear weapons in this film. And, Superman got in his way of that, so him and his son go to the history museum that Superman generously donated one strand of hair to, and they made a genetically modified clone using nuclear weapons, Superman's hair, and the sun. Nuclear Man. And it is unique because he can genuinely do a lot of damage to Superman. Like, I find Nuclear Man really unique, but also really unnecessary. But after Superman does that, then the nuclear weapon stuff isn't necessarily saved at the end, but put off on a good note. It ends with Superman doing one last fly with Christopher Reeves. Rest in peace. Because he really is Superman. Alright, now on to the nitpicks of this film. Its writing is just... It has some really good moments of writing. And then just some moments you're sitting there scratching your head of why it's written like this. That's all I'm going to add to that. Also, the CGI is notably worse in this film. The newest out of the 4 looks the worst. I can't judge it, again, for the times, but the fact that the one that came out in 1970s looks better. Also, what power is that Superman? But it's just, I really tried to look past that, but the CGI just looks horrible. But the film does succeed to add its message of being anti-nukes and how we should be cautious with powers like that. And I do think, like, the film wasn't my favorite watch. I had a bigger smile on my face watching Superman 1 and 2. But I did have a more enjoyable time, other than the fact I fell asleep during it, so I had to rewatch it today. During Superman 3, I think I prefer the, and that's what I'm going to talk about here. Clark's girlfriend and his girlfriend's son from the last movie that had a big character arc. And I actually really, and was my favorite part of the third movie, don't return. They're just written out. And Clark has another love triangle in this movie with Lois and the new owner of the Daily Planet daughter. And the love triangle just sucks, man. There's like a double date scene that is just so awkward. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. But other than those pretty major nitpicks that will ruin the film for a lot of people, I do generally prefer this one over Superman 3. Superman 3, which I'm almost confident had a 5.9 out of 10. This one gets 0.1 more points above it at a 6 out of 10. Making it replace Superman 3 in third place. Isn't that so cool? Yep, third, for the first time ever in this series, a film has been swapped out. So now, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, is the third place film. See you guys in Superman Returns. Again, I'm so sorry for how these videos come out. Please watch them. I'm really trying. I'm sorry. Bye.